for what it does, Erlang is a great, great language. For everything else, use Ruby.
Hi, I'm Andrew Harvey. I'm here talking with Jerry D'Antonio about RubyConf and about his talk specifically at RubyConf. This is in conjunction with multifaceted.io and with NInefold. Jerry, thanks so much for giving up some of your time to come and chat with us today.
Thank you.
So we're interested in your talk, but we're also interested in you as a person, and specifically, how did you become, how did you come to be using Ruby as a programming language, and I suppose be part of the Ruby community as well?
Well, like a lot of people, I came to Ruby through Rails. About 5 years ago, I was looking at various different MVC frameworks, and everything I looked at that wasn't Rails just compared itself to Rails. And so I started using Rails and grew to really, really like the Ruby language. And in the nearly 20 years I've been doing this, I can honestly say Ruby is my favorite language. I don't use Rails anymore, but I still love Ruby.
Awesome. Very cool. Now, specifically on Ruby, what is it that excites you about the language?
I love the fact that Ruby is really a multi-paradigm language. Oftentimes people think of Ruby as an object-oriented language, but the reality is you can do imperative-style programming with Ruby. You can also do functional programming with Ruby. With Ruby, functions aren't first-class objects, but blocks and procs and lambdas are a really good substitute. And so, I've yet to find a functional programming design or algorithm that we cannot do in Ruby. And so I think that flexibility is tremendous, that we can really tailor the design to what the software needs. And I'm a big fan of metaprogramming and DSLs. And I think that DSLs are really a powerful tool that most languages just can't do as well as Ruby. So it's fun because I can do what I need to do without the language preventing me from it.
Sure. Now, looking a little bit more at your talk, so you're talking about advanced concurrent programming in Ruby.
Yes.
Now, what inspired you to write and submit this talk? You've had it accepted at 3 conferences, I believe.
Yeah.
What brought you to go ahead and write and submit that?
A number of years ago, I used to write banking systems in C++, high concurrency, high performance, fault tolerant, high availability, and in C++, that's very, very painful to do. Now I work at a shop that's an Erlang and Ruby shop, and Ruby is a language that is not known for its ability to do concurrency, but I love writing Ruby code, and I think that if Ruby is going to continue to be a dominant and growing language over the next decade, Ruby needs to get better at concurrency. And so we're doing a lot of interesting things with concurrency where I work. Again, we're an Erlang shop. We do everything that's not Erlang in Ruby. And so I discovered a lot of Ruby programmers just don't understand concurrency and don't know what's going on in other languages. And I thought if I could help the Ruby community understand concurrency better, then that might get more Ruby programmers doing concurrency, and then may help us as a community start to advance the language with respect to concurrency. And apparently I've touched a nerve.
So I suppose you've covered that a little bit, but maybe there's some more specific things. When people walk out of your talk, at the end of your talk, what is it that you want them to take with you? Take with them, because yeah, that would be weird if they took something with you.
The last slide of my talk just has 2 words on it: write code, and that's my challenge to people. Concurrency is scary for people who've never done it before, but if you have good advanced tools that give you good abstractions, then you can take away a lot of the pain of concurrent programming and focus on the design and the algorithms. So my talk is going to do is I'm going to do a survey of the concurrency models and abstractions that exist in other languages, such as Erlang and Clojure and Scala and Haskell and JavaScript, and show Ruby code that does the same thing, and show a couple of Ruby libraries that support these abstractions, and then provide a whole ton of sample code out on GitHub where the people who are there can go out and then start writing concurrent code and start understanding it better. So that's what I really want to see is people leave my talk. I want to go write that code right now and see them open up their computers and start doing it.
Thank you so much. Those were great answers.
Thank you.
Well, I think it'll be a great experience, and really look forward to seeing you there.
I'm looking forward to it as well.
And we will see you in Miami.
Right. See you there. Thank you very much for your time.